Sometimes I don't like to comment on majority of irresponsible behavior, irresponsible attitude that we have seen over a period of time. Now, it's been one event after the other. First, it was Minister Wike, Yesom Wike's irresponsible behavior, degrading behavior, something that is not to be expected of a minister of his caliber. Not even a minister, something that should not be expected for somebody who is in a position of leadership. That was so disgraceful. It's as if some of these people, they don't think, before they act. They just jump into one thing or the other and they just begin to act. And their show of shame is broadcasted all over the world. I don't know what Minister Wike wants to achieve or wants to gain from leaving his office to go and harass a soldier. Don't know why Nigeria has turned to something like this. Not too long after that, we have several other issues. But the latest one that is shocking to me is this VDM and Mr Jollof fighting in a public space. Okay, I'm going to break it into two and tell you who is the loser here. Okay? The loser here between Jollof and VDM, to me, is Mr. Jollof. God has brought you up. You come from a space of making skit and all of that, having your influence and all of that, and brought you to a new place. I work for the government. In your apology, you were saying something about how you love your wife and all that and your children. Okay? See, you stand to lose a lot from this kind of your behavior, fighting in public. It's only in Nigeria. Things that would never happen anywhere else will happen in Nigeria. You're a public figure already, fighting VDM. You have a lot to lose. You have grown-up children. The video or your actions is already captured in time. That video of you fighting VDM will go around the whole world. And when your grandchildren come, they will download it and watch it. It's so disgraceful. It's so embarrassing. Why do you have to stand up and respond to VDM? Now, on the part of VDM, God has helped you, has lifted you up. You used to tell us how you used to struggle one time or the other and all that. And to think that this whole shenanigan, this nonsensical behavior started from the time he abused my mama. You just displayed, I don't even know what to say about it. And then you came, you see, Mr. Jollof, you are the one at loss here. Because BDM has nothing to lose. The man is not married. He does not have a child. So he can behave in a ruffian way. He goes about half naked, showing off chest, doing all that kind of nonsense. He goes about doing all that. He has nothing to lose. You have a lot to lose. You have your children, your wife, and all of that. But instead of you to take caution and behave in a matured way, instead of responding to him, you could have called the air hostess or anybody on board, any of those people on board, and tell them you feel threatened by him, by VDM, and they'll get him off the phone. And to VDM, children look up to you. Women look up to you. There was an old woman there begging you. You were squishing people. You threw caution to the wind. Your values that you speak of, your educational sense was thrown away. You have to be fighting on the plane. And when you want to apologize, you made it like a joke, because that's how Nigeria has become. Everybody is just a joke. They talk anyhow, behave anyhow. Mr. Akpabio, the Senate president, they behave. Mention which part of the country does not behave anyhow. You've been doing well. You've been doing a lot. All your China series. When you were abroad, why didn't you go and fight? You mean if you saw Jollof somewhere in maybe in Warrington Station, you will fight him? You think it will go scot-free? You think you will go scot-free? You fight him in Manchester Airport? I don't know. You didn't calculate the consequence of it. Okay? Because you feel you are made, you are big, you are this, I have NGO, I do this. You talk. You see, when you become a responsible person and you are becoming into like an ambassadorial figure, somebody that people look up to, then you behave in some certain way. And then you came up with an apology, that you made a joke out of it. Now they bite me, like small children. I feel so embarrassed watching VDM talking like that, behaving like that. This is somebody that I revere, that I hold in very high esteem. With this video of your fight, it showed me that everything is just degenerate. Everything is anyhow. You talk anyhow. You have a lot to lose as well. But the loser in this whole nonsense thing that both of you have done is Mr. Jollof. And for you, VDM, so if they call your mom, you abuse my mama, that's like a childish thing. You abuse my mama. So if you call your mama anything, is that what your mama is? Your mom is not that. And he has to resort into, I go slap him, I go slap, I go. Man, I don't understand. The whole place is in a mess. If you jump out of that, you go into Regina Daniel. You go into somebody who is Senator Ned. I mean, the thing is so poor, so pathetic. Every section of the whole country is just in, I don't know what to call it. Shortly after that, and they're saying, oh, another thing going on. Oh, Trump is coming. Trump will do this. Trump will do that. And he's saying they are killing Christians. And some people are saying, no, it's not happening. He's not doing this. In the midst of all this nonsense, right in the face of the government, they are still going into schools in the north.
25 female students are missing after gunmen stormed a boarding school in Nigeria. Officials say the vice principal is dead after the ambush and abduction. Now authorities are trying to find the girls and figure out who's responsible. ABC's foreign correspondent Marcus Moore has the details on that. Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Diane. There is an urgent search and rescue operation underway in Nigeria as I speak to you now. Local police, along with members of the country's military, are looking for the 25 girls who were abducted from their dorm rooms in Kebbi State. That's in the northwestern part of Nigeria. According to police, armed bandits stormed the government-funded secondary school at around 4 o'clock in the morning. The assistant principal was shot and killed. Another staffer, we understand, suffered injuries. Authorities say the bandits scaled the fencing around that school and that the abduction was well underway by the time emergency responders arrived there.
Kidnapping school children, girls, in this day and age. As that was going on, a serving general, his convoy was ambushed and killed, just like that. I don't know. But the one I'm particular about is this VDM thing. You always say that you go learn the hard way. Now you should learn from this. You should learn from this your behavior. Learn to retract yourself. Look at your antecedents and try and review it and be a different person. Because if you continue like this, you're going to learn. And you're going to learn the hard way.